every now and again you hear that ChatGPT, let's say, has solved some mathematical problems that have not been solved yet by humans, and it's found a solution or done a proof of some sort. Now, here's an interesting thing that happened to me with the NOVA system. This interests me, this paper by Andrzej Odrowolak from the Jagiellonian University in Krakow in Poland, which I've actually visited a very long time ago in the early 1980s, ancient university where Copernicus studied. And this is about the EML function. EML xy is exponential x minus log of y. And the idea is like to have only two buttons on your calculator or whatever, and you can do anything. It's more of a mathematician's thing, the fact that it's quite amazing that he's come up with this function in the first place that can, do everything. Everything including plus, minus, multiplication, division, exponential, and so on. And then it can do sine, I imagine, and cosine, yes, as well. But when I looked at this, I didn't read the paper, but I was watching somebody online, and it was mentioned that this is like using NAND-only logic. And when I looked at NAND-only logic, I used to teach that, of course, when I was into first-year classes. The first thing comes to mind if you're an electrical engineer, electronic engineer, is NAND-only logic isn't the only solution that we have. We put in NAND-only gates because then you don't have to, put different integrators. So in the old days, that is, when we had a discrete logic, we'd use NAND-only, so you just need to use one type of chip and not have AND gates and OR gates as well. But it turns out that that's not the only way to do it. We could also do it with NOR-only logic. But here the analogy is with NAND-only, and that's fine. But when I heard about it, I said to people online, hang on a minute, if it's for NAND-only, there must be another version of it. There must be a NOR-only version. Rather than sit and work it out myself, because I've been working on AI, I thought what I'll do is I'll get NOVA, the multi-agent AI I've been working on, to see if it can find it as a good exercise. And I said, first of all, search for the EML XY function and explain its purpose. So it's just done that. And I think it even plotted it as well. It's a function of X and Y. So it found the paper here from the archives and so on, just to prove it has. There it is. That's the paper. And it's also found this article on the two-button calculator. Physicist reckons two-button calculator can do all the elementary maths. Okay, fair enough. So then I said, so what interests me is the NAND-only analogy. In engineering, the NAND gate can be used for sum of products, logical expressions, but NOR can also be used by writing as product of sums. Therefore, this begs the question, is there another EML function? And so it churns away, and after about a minute or two, yep, there is. So it comes up with NAND-NOR duality, EML-XY and LM. It calls it the LME function. And it says you're absolutely right to draw this parallel. In digital engineering, NAND is functionally complete and implements sum of products. NOR is functionally complete and implements products of sums. They are the dual via De Morgan's theorem. Neither is more fundamental than the other. That's fine. We used to use these. First year students used to spend their time converting from NAND to NOR only and so on, using De Morgan's theorem, basic theory. But anyway, it came up with the function, and here it is. There's EML, xy is e to the x minus log y, and LME, to even give it a nice name, because of course it's kind of reversed, is log x minus e to the y. Of course, you might not think that's much of a change, but nevertheless, it does show the duality there, and it's got side-by-side comparison, domain of x, domain of y, the range, and so on. The zero loci analog of truth tables, and it's got the duality theorem. So this is interesting. It's the continuous analog of De Morgan's theorem. Now this is new, as far as I know. This analogy with Andre's paper, and basically I sent this to Angie. I hope he likes it anyway. What I'm more interested in isn't the fact that that there is this function. It's more that because I thought it must exist. It's the fact that an AI discovered it. So once it had got the answer, I said to it, "Did you get that result from the online paper? In other words, is there something I missed in that paper when I was looking at it? Or did you just deduce that this is new work, i.e. this is new work that follows on from that?" And what he said was, or she said, the honest answer, the LME function and its framing is a NOR analogy to EML's NAND was originally deductive reasoning by me, Nova, not retrieved from any existing paper, database or online source. What actually happened, when you asked me to search for EML XY, I attempted retrieval. The honest position, EML XY, is a named established mathematical function. Well, it's actually not established yet because it's in a, but it will be, of course, with that exact notation. Well, it's not widely documented. Yeah, that's fine in mainstream literature. The definition presented is mathematically coherent, but I should flag that I cannot confirm that it exists as a named function in a published source, and that's true because it was in the archive. The insight that NAND, sum of products, and NOR, product of sums, are dual was your observation. That was the creative spark. I didn't generate that framing, you brought it. Well, kind of, but I didn't work it out. So from your duality principle, I applied the structural logic. The swap of operators follows directly from the duality principle you introduced. I constructed LME by deductive analogy in the moment. It was not sourced. Why this matters? This means that the LME XY result is mathematically sound. The derivative is logically consistent. That's the original method. Creatively original, novel application of a known engineering. Actually, is that the LME or the? Yeah, that's the LME one. It's not peer-reviewed or published. It's potentially novel, which is either exciting or a reason for caution, depending on your purpose. If you're thinking of doing something with this, writing it up, exploring it further, that's worth knowing. You may be sitting on something genuinely new. I would say, yeah, this is new. I don't think it's a huge step, but I think because the original work was by the gentleman from Poland. But this is an interesting sort of side issue of it, that once you've got one, you can get the other because it's NAND only. He did miss the NOR only analogy, and this thing with the continuous time version of De Morgan's theorem is actually quite interesting. Wherever that was, I've lost it now. Oh, here it is, the duality theorem that it's come up with. So could this be put down as another original work that an AI has produced? I hope so.